As I have said over and over again, last week was epic, okay? MNGOMEZULU set the stage with the cross-examination for the defense team with reference to the ballistics expert or Chris Mangena, okay? He doesn't even use Dave, okay? He doesn't even bring up Dave in his line of questioning. It is strictly what? Chris Mangena's affidavit, and he goes through it. But MNGOMEZULU is setting the stage for the other defense counsels, and what he's trying to do is to highlight that Mangena is not a reliable witness. He leaves things out of his affidavit. For example, before the previous video, you saw how Mangena denied 3 times, just like Judas denied Jesus, knowing Jesus. Mangena denied having known that the gun that he tested belonged to Chico Twala, even though the gun was in the evidence bag accompanied by a holster. It was also accompanied by the gun license. But I think that, Chris Mangena is the kind of guy who, when he is working, he's very, very serious about his job. He doesn't want to be disturbed. He doesn't read anything except he puts his eyes on the microscope until his eyes are tired. Then he takes breaks. Sometimes a break can be a day. Sometimes the breaks can be a few hours. It depends on him. He's like this ballistic expert who has a system. The system involves he doesn't like to take notes either. So we know he doesn't like to read evidence. He also doesn't take photos of evidence, and he also does not check whose gun it actually is. All he does is his requirement, which is to test the gun. He also does not label bullets. Do you see what I'm putting down? Is he a thorough investigator? Let me know in the comment section down below if you believe he is a thorough investigator. Maybe I'm reading too much between the lines, but I would assume as a ballistic expert, it involves a lot of precision. Well, at least that's what he led us to believe when he was awarded, okay, for his great service for what he did in the Oscar Pistorius case. But you see, I'm not one to question somebody's awards, but I just want to question the department, or, the department that decided that, he did an outstanding job with the evidence that he gave in the Oscar Pistorius case. What was it that he did that was so outstanding? Because Oscar Pistorius confirms that the firearm is his, confirms that he fired the firearm. The only thing that he would have done is give the story or the account, including the measurements, how many bullets, of what happened on the other side of the door, the other side where Oscar Pistorius could not see through, since he thought he was shooting at an intruder. Do you see what I mean? So that's what he did. He didn't figure out who shot Riva, if you see what I mean. But in this case, the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial, he is given evidence, and his goal is, first of all, to figure out what firearm even shot this bullet that was allegedly found at the crime scene. Now we know that he is not 100% certain it was a 9mm bullet. He assumes it was a 9mm bullet. He did some tests on it, compared it with Chico Twala's gun, but anyway, you know what? Let me not focus on that here. In this video, we're going to see how MNGOMEZULU walks him to the river. By the end of the video, MNGOMEZULU will have Chris Mangena confirm that he met with Gininda on the 1st of June. I'm sorry, on the 17th of June, 2020. The significance of that date is it corroborates Bongani Sandison Danzi's story that Gininda was there at where Gininda is saying, no, I wasn't. But let's go ahead and listen in. I think that MNGOMEZULU exercised a lot of patience, a lot of grace. We do hear Chris Mangena being extremely defensive. I don't know why. He does his favorite thing, which is over-explaining. I've spoke about that several times. But I believe this is a key moment, a turning moment in his testimony, that MNGOMEZULU was able to shift our beliefs of Chris Mangena as an expert in the ballistics and dondonis. We do see Overloy try to save the day when the questioning becomes too difficult, but MNGOMEZULU, once he cracks his whip, He doesn't care who is in the way or who gets affected. And he uses the word fabricated. The bravery, okay, the liver of MNGOMEZULU. Like previously, he's dropping Chikotwala's name and Longwetwala. Like he says it affirmatively, and he doesn't use the word allegedly. Okay, he's saying it as it is. Woo! Yes, and yes, Chikotwala has responded as expected. One thing about Chikotwala, he does not disappoint. Okay, he should just become an influencer. He should just become a content creator, because he absolutely loves putting out statements and doing interviews. I mean, he should have his own YouTube channel, don't you think? Let me know in the comment section down below if you think Chikotwala should have his own YouTube channel, so he could just, issue out his statements without fear of victimization or hesitation or waiting for somebody to call him. He can just go right ahead. You know what? I am digressing. Let's get into this video. Pay attention to MNGOMEZULU and how he navigates Mangena until the end. I'll be right back.
May I move on, my lord?
Yes,
if the court is satisfied with. So now, after the testing, the firearm was negative, and thereafter, now, according to the evidence given by Brigadier Gininda and Mhola, Sergeant Mhola, was that they were appointed in 2018 as the investigating officers under CAS 636 of 10/2014.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to get into your way. You are saying that the firearm which you tested, which was accompanied by a license.
Correct.
That's correct, Malo. Was negative. You both agree.
Yes.
And now you are saying your learned colleague Baloi informs you that the license of that firearm, of the license which was
tested,
seen,
yes,
by the colonel here,
yes,
was belonging to Chico.
That's correct.
Is that also how you understand the evidence?
That's correct.
Right. Now, this court doesn't know that firearm which allegedly was accompanied by a license from which belongs to Chico. What type of firearm is that? Is it a 38 special? Is it an AK-47? Because this you gloss over, both of you.
It has been described, my lord, in
That's
paragraph 3.1.
Yes, we want to hear him say it. Or you tell him that it is this, because you have already told him that long way short sensor with a 38 special.
Correct, yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
So that firearm, what was it?
It's a 9mm. It's described in paragraph 3.1.
Paragraph 3.1. It was
a 9mm.
9mm parabellum.
It's not a 38 special.
No, my lord, it's not a 38 special.
Fine. So that everybody understands.
May I proceed?
Yeah, yes.
So now, as I was putting to you that there's evidence before this honorable court that in November 2018, there were investigating officers that were appointed. That is Gininda, Mohola, Mohane, Mabena, to investigate the docket 636 of 10/2014. I'm just putting it to you.
My lord, now, what I'm aware of, there was a number of investigating officers who were appointed to work on these cases. It's a lot of, I don't know them all, and I don't know when was Brigadier Gininda and his team appointed to work on this case.
Ngicela kona-ke manje ukuthi ngayo-ke uNovember ka-2018 ngaphansi kwakhe-ke uCAS 636/10/2014 uBrigadier Gininda, uMkhula, uMkhanye, uMabena baqokwa-ke ukuthi beyibona-ke abaphenya leli cala. Umephendula-ke uthi-ke baningi noma bebaningi-ke ababephenya leli cala-ke futhi angazi nokuthi-ke uBrigadier Gininda nethimba lakhe bona baqala nini ukuphenya leli cala.
So my point is, the firearm that was brought to you for testing as per your affidavit under paragraph 3.1, that was the only firearm that was brought to you for examination.
No, my lord, as I said, it's not the only firearm that I have received for examination.
Let me rephrase it. Relating to this case. case.
That's correct.
Because when you receive it under case number 636.
That's correct, Mal. That's what I'm saying. In this specific case,
yes,
this is not the only firearm that I have examined or compared to this bullet. There's a number of firearms that I have compared with this bullet.
But for the first time to do examination on a particular firearm, it's your evidence firstly that you were called by Brigadier Kininda on the 1st of June 2020, correct?
Which firearm, Malota? Can you rephrase the question?
Please listen to my question, Kenneth.
That's what I'm
saying.
To the question.
For the first time, you were called on the 1st of June 2020 by Brigadier Kininda relating to 636 case.
Was the first time?
Yeah.
I can't remember when was the first time.
In your evidence, you said, in your affidavits, you stated that you received a call from Brigadier Kininda on the 1st of June 2020, whereby he said there's a person of interest that he wants you to assist him with. Do you remember that?
That's correct, Malot.
Was it the first time to interact with Brigadier Kininda on that day regarding this case?
Malot, it was not the first time I interacted with Brigadier Kininda. Before this, the day that he contacted me, there was a meeting that was held where all the officers who were involved in the investigations were called, and I attended that meeting. So there was a number of investigating officers. That's when I interacted with Brigadier Kininda on that meeting. And then after that, that's when he called me on this incident that we are referring to now.
On the 1st of June 2020, when he telephoned you, he requested you to meet at Villaria police station.
That is correct, man.
That's where you met, and he requested you. He firstly, before you performed those, according to his request, he requested you if this could be of assistance to determine a person who might be the person who shot Senzo.
Malot, that's correct. He asked me with the height of the person.
Yes.
Will I be able to determine if the person can be the shooter, or can be, if we compare it with the trajectory that I have determined on the crime scene, the height of a person, will it make a difference, or will it specifically point to a specific person that this person with this height is most likely the person who could have shot this person? And I said, no, it's not possible with the height, because if you look at the person's hand or arm, it can change direction, it can change the height. You can either shoot straight from shoulder level or from any other position. So it's not going to be possible to determine if the person with this specific height can be exclusively say that is most likely the person who could have shot this.
So in other words, your answer was negative according to the request.
Yes, Malot, I said it's not going to be possible, but let's try and see what we can get from the height of this person.
So what Brigadier Kininda asked you, was it part of your job description?
That is correct, Malot.
So you agreed on the 1st of June 2020, you went to Villaria police station where you met my client Sibia, correct?
That is correct, Malot.
So you took the height of Sibia, it was 1.7 something.
I can't recall the height, but yes, I did. I took the height of Sibian.
You took also the height, you measured the shoulder, from the shoulder to...
That is correct, Malot, I did that.
And you also measured the elbow.
That's correct, Malot.
What was your conclusion? Was he a person at that time after you measured him?
Malot, as I said, it wouldn't be possible with him. The way, if a person, let's say, a short person to hold the firearm, when you look at the trajectory, how the trajectory was, if it's from the shoulder level, there could have been a gap in between. If it's from the hip level, so it could be any angle So with your arm, it can be from shoulder, hip level. You can raise it any level until higher than your shoulder level. So it's not going to be possible to say.
But as you say, that exercise was of no assistance. There's nothing that could assist Brigadier Gininda to make a conclusion that it could be Sibia who fired the shot.
That is correct, Malot. I couldn't make any conclusions from that.
On the 17th of June 2020, the further received a call from Brigadier Gininda to assist you with another person of interest in Pretoria North, correct?
That is correct, Malot.
You did the same exercise.
That is correct, Malot.
You were with Brigadier Gininda. You were with Brigadier Gininda when you conducted the second exercise.
The first one I was with Brigadier Gininda. The second one, I think I was with Sergeant. I met Brigadier Gininda, but when I conducted the test, I was with Sergeant, I think Sergeant Mohan.
That's fabrication. Let me put it to you. You are now fabricating evidence.
I'm not fabricating evidence.
That is not in your affidavit. Unless you show me that you were with Mkhane. That's fabrication. And I'll tell you why it is fabrication. Why is it not contained in your affidavit? I listened to your evidence, to the records. You never mentioned Mkhane. You said, let me be precise what you said. You received a call from Brigadier Gininda on the 17th. You did the same exercise. You use you in a plural form. You did the same exercise as you have done with Sibia. That's what you have said.
My Lord, with Sibia, I said, I received a call from Brigadier Gininda to meet him there. I met him there. When I did the measurements, I think Sergeant Mohan was also there. I didn't mention Sergeant Mohan.
May I refer you?
The same thing is Pretoria North. In Pretoria North, I met with Brigadier Gininda, and when I conducted the test, I was with Sergeant, I think Sergeant Mohan was also there, but I'd never mentioned him again. When I conduct the test, I don't mention the person who's with me there.
So you say you met Gininda where? Brigadier Gininda where?
He came to the station also.
Sorry?
He came to the station also. Pretoria North.
Pretoria North.
Station Pretoria North.
That's the reason why I'm going there. That's the reason why I'm going there. Mkhane was not mentioned in your affidavit. I listened to the records. Mkhane was not mentioned as being present when you were taking measurements from Tanzi. But you mentioned now that Gininda was present at Pretoria North. Is that your evidence?
As a court, please, my lord, I don't think it's fair to say that the witness is fabricating. If we look at the record, the very same record that we've just received of the proceedings of the 30th of August 2023 on page 53, at line 17, witness testified as follows. Right, on 17 June 2020, the investigating officer, Brigadier Gininda, called me again. 53. He said he's got a second person of interest who can be a suspect in this matter, and the person was in Pretoria North, South African Police Services. And I said, let us do the same exercise to see if we can see the difference between the two people. I did the same exercise, and it was Bongani Sandiso Ntanzi. I did the same exercise. I took the height, his height was 1.86 from shoulder level and 1.55. And then the elbow was 1.19. And so on. So the witness didn't say who was present, my lord. He just says, as he's testifying, he was called by Gininda, but as to who was present when he conducted the test, it's not mentioned here. Now he's saying today that Mkhane was present. We submit, my lord, that it's unfair to portray his evidence as being a fabrication.
Now I want to hear my colleague. Mokhane was not mentioned. That you took the same, you performed the same exercise with Sergeant Mokhane. That's what I'm saying. That is not mentioned in the records, neither in your affidavit, correct?
My lord, I did the same exercise with all the accused in the case, and I've never mentioned any of the members, police members who were with me at the scene. I only said I received a call from Brigadier Dininda, who said I must come and do that, and I went there, I did that, but I don't mention. Normally when I do this, if Brigadier Dininda is the one who called me, I'll go and attend with him. If you look at my reports on the crime scene, I said I was called by Captain Bentley. I've never mentioned Lieutenant Colonel Mutlato that was at the scene, but she was there at the scene.
So go ahead, let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on, Mangena. It was hot. He's very defensive, but wouldn't you be defensive? Somebody just called you on the record that you are fabricating. MNGOMEZULU literally says, that's fabrication. Let me put it to you. That is not in your affidavit. I listened to your evidence. You received a call from Brigadier Dininda. You did the same exercise like you did on the 1st of June 2020 with Muzi Sibia, my client, and you did the same thing with Ubongani Sandi Sontanzi. And then of course Baloyi interjects, and Baloyi reads the record and says it is unfair for MNGOMEZULU to say that this is a fabrication, but MNGOMEZULU does not back down. Did you notice that? He does not back down, retract his statement, rephrase. No, he continues, okay? He continues about his day. This is an interesting interaction. I think that this was where the tide turned last week, and Mangena realized, wait a minute, these people mean business. It is serious with this cross-examination. I have to make sure my T's are crossed and my I's are dotted, because this is the Senzomiwa trial, okay? This is a high-profile case, and I am an awarded, okay, a decorated colonel, okay, from the Oscar Pistorius case. I cannot ruin my reputation with this, so I have to make sure that I'm putting things on the record accurately. So let me know your thoughts right now. Does Colonel Mangena sound like a reliable state witness, or was MNGOMEZULU able to poke holes in his testimony, leaving us wondering what is going on? What is going on? Why do the state witnesses never survive the whips and the questions from the defense team? So I'll continue on. This is it from me today. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Of course, I'll be back with more uploads after today's session. Of course, if there's no adjournments, I'll be back with more information, with more commentary rather. And remember, Umnisi, okay? Nisi went shopping to buy the level things, and today Colonel Mangena is going to bring a chart. I think we should at least get to see this chart as well. It's very difficult to follow numbers without seeing what he's doing. Imagine your math class and the teacher is not writing anything on the board. You don't have access to a pen and paper, and you're supposed to figure out the formula. I think it would be only fair that Mr. Cameraman and the court, of course, consider us members of the jury. Thanks so much for watching. If you've made it this far in the video, you absolutely have my heart. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, okay? If you're not subscribed yet to the channel and you're wondering, who is this? This is Mzansi Unfiltered. Go right ahead, drop that subscribe. It is absolutely free. You can also have the option to join our channel members, okay? Why? Because the channel members, they have a treat in there that I've created for them, and you'll start to see it in the comment section. So you only get to be able to use it and experience it if you're part of Mzansi Unfiltered members. Go right ahead, check it out. Link is in the description box down below. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you on my next upload.